Now, recording all these all in one, I'm starting to slightly regret it. But, whatever. Life is life, game is game. Let's continue. It's sunny outside, but it'll probably be pissing it down later. It did also say thunderstorms, but we never know. Group F. We have Japan, the Netherlands, Sweden, and Tunisia. Well, for a moment I heard it rain. Okay, Japan have made their first appearance back in 1998 and have qualified every single World Cup since. The furthest they have reached is the round of 16, reaching it in 2002, 2010, 2018, and 2022. The Japanese was the first nation to qualify for the World Cup for 2026, minus the hosts, but whatever. Without, I'm not just talking just in Asia. No, they were the first nation, period.
Nice.
They've only lost one game in qualifiers, which was against Australia in a 1-0 defeat after they qualified, so I don't think they gave a damn. I'm pretty sure they have actually started a Blue Lock project, which is for anyone who doesn't know, is a manga / anime about Japan finding making the best striker for Japan to win the World Cup, which is so interesting. And season 2 had awful animation. I hope season 3 has really good animation, especially with that last episode having a very good animation. But we're not talking about Blue Lock or anime, we're talking about football, which is Blue Lock. Whatever. The last World Cup back in 2022, they lost to Croatia in round of 16. However, they had beaten the 2010 champion, Spain, and the 2014 champion, Germany. So, yeah, good for them. And besides Ecuador, they're my personal favourite dark horse. I just want them to do really well. I mean, they clean up after themselves. I don't think any other nation does cleans up after themselves, especially nowhere on the same overlay as Japan. Can we be a bit more like that? Clean up after yourself before leaving, just in general.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Netherlands. They have made it to 10 World Cups, starting in 1934, and have been so close to winning the thing back in 1974, 1978, and 2010. They got to the final, but they just, I think I remember someone saying they are like the Arsenal of international football. I think it was Maxwell. I'm not sure. I would fact check it, but that depends on me editing. Don't know. Anyway, they lost all them games, being beaten by both. They've not done well. They do well, but they're not done well. And their strength for their team at the moment is not as strong as 2010. There's no, especially their attacking prowess. There's no one that's like Robin van Persie. I'll tell you that for free. But it doesn't matter. They won their group. They won their group in the last World Cup and passed the US in the round of 16, but losing to eventual champions Argentina in a very, very, I think it was a very hostile match. If you remember, I know Weghorst scored. That was fun. To qualify for this World Cup, they won their group with 0 losses. So, yippee. Sweden. My God, Sweden. Why Sweden? Sweden have played 12 times, starting from 1934, and have hosted it in 1958. A World Cup which then inspired a documentary saying that the World Cup was never hosted in Sweden, it was hosted in the US, and it was just a video saying You don't trust everything, but because obviously it's fake, because why would anyone fake a World Cup?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
The best appearance in World Cup, the highest achievement they have made in the World Cup was in 1958 when they hosted it, where they lost to Brazil in the final. The last appearance was back in 2018. They didn't make the 2022 one because they lost to Poland in a playoff. But in 2018, they reached the quarterfinals, but were defeated by England 2-0, who were on a very weird, miraculous run. To qualify, Sweden didn't win a single game in their group. They were at the very bottom of their group, but because they won their Nation League group, which is cheers UEFA, they went through to the playoffs and they beat Ukraine and then played Poland. The same team that knocked them out for qualifying 2022. This time, thanks to Victor Gyökeres in the 88th minute, Sweden knocked out Poland. So now Sweden are here, even though they didn't win a single game in their group, which again, Nations League is a joke. I hope Sweden do as well as they can, but like, come on, it's silly. Whatever. Next one, Tunisia. They have made it to 6 other World Cups starting from 1978. They have been grouped in every single one of them, with their last World Cup in 2022 in a group against France, Denmark, and Australia. So that one was a bit too tough, and I think this one's a bit tough for them as well. To qualify for the World Cup, though, they won their group in African qualifiers quite comfortably. Anyway, let's go to the fixtures. Yippee! I always keep seeing that there's a stupid advert. I don't know what it is. Some advert. But I've got to put a picture over it. There were like 2 other adverts as well. Although one has not appeared since. And that one is still stuck in send this feedback. Why this ad? So I don't think I will put an image over that. But if I don't, then now that I brought it up, I'm going to put an image on there. Throw something. Whatever. But whatever. Put Blue Lock. Because our first game is the Netherlands versus Japan. A very tough game. Very tough. That's on Sunday at 9 o'clock in the morning. Not 9 o'clock in the morning, thank God. It's at 9 o'clock in the afternoon. In the evening. When I finish work. So I've got to rush home to watch this game. Netherlands versus Japan. Japan, Netherlands. Now, from what I know, Japan haven't brought their strongest squad with them. So, that's interesting. They haven't brought their strongest side. Like, some players have been missed out, like Matoma, he's not playing, mainly because of an injury. The Netherlands, on a different level. The last 5 games for each side, Japan have won every single game. They haven't even conceded. A 1-0 victory against Iceland, which was a penalty, but whatever. A 1-0 victory over England on England's turf, which was, I believe, their first time winning against England at home, or in general, I can't remember. They beat Scotland 1-0 in Glasgow. Yeah, it was Glasgow. It was in Scotland. The Ivory Coast Scotland game wasn't in Scotland. It was in the bloody Everton's new ground, whatever that's called again. They beat Bolivia 3-0 and beat Ghana 2-0. For a moment, I thought I mixed them up. Shut up. I don't care. Leave me alone. I don't care. Right. Netherlands. They won 2-1 against Uzbekistan. They lost 1-0 against Algeria. A 1-1 draw against Ecuador. 2-1 victory over Norway and a 4-0 win over Lithuania. That 2-1. 2-1 to Japan. Yes, that's what I think. 2-1 Japan. Okay, Sweden, Tunisia. That's at 3 o'clock on Monday morning. Again, will I watch that? Probably not. More than likely not. There's a high likelihood I will not be watching that. Sweden, Tunisia. I think if I look at their last 5 games, Sweden drew 2-2 against Greece, lost 3-1 to Norway, won 3-2 against Poland. That was their qualifiers. They won 3-1 against Ukraine and 1-1 against Slovenia. Tunisia lost 5-0 against Belgium. Can't be blamed there. It's Belgium. 1-0 against Haiti. They lost 1-0 against Austria. 0-0 against Canada. 1-0 victory over Haiti. 1-1 against Mali. I'm going to go another 2-1, and I'm going to say Sweden. Yeah, I'm going to go Sweden for that. Although it could be 2-0 to Sweden. Netherlands versus Sweden. 3-0. No, 3-1. Victor Gyökeres. Just randomly. Tunisia, Japan. Tunisia 0. Japan. I just remember Costa Rica. When they played Costa Rica in the last World Cup, should have been an easy game for them, but they didn't. They didn't win. But I think Costa Rica are better than Tunisia. I think it would be 1-0 Japan. Tunisia versus the Netherlands. Sorry, Tunisia, you're getting grouped again. I think you are a 3-0 victory for the Netherlands. Japan v Sweden, however, it's another 2-1 to Japan. Another 2-1 to Japan. I've just tripped on something. Another 2-1 against Japan. That basically means Japan tops this group, doesn't it? Yeah. So my predictions, Japan tops this group, 9 points. Netherlands come second with 6 points. Sweden are 3 points. And Tunisia at the very bottom with 0 points. I think that maybe... I'm not really 100%. I think with Netherlands and Sweden and Japan, it could go any 3. I just can't see Tunisia doing anything good. I can't see Tunisia really putting some weight on these sides. But I guess we'll see.